Hello, my name is Ismini Vasileiou. I'm a lecturer in Information Systems at Plymouth University in the United Kingdom. I have been invited here to attend this webinar and say a few things about mentoring, the relationship between the mentor and the mentee. I have a degree in computer informatics. I'm a graduate of Plymouth University. I then went on and I did my PGCE, my teaching qualification in the post-16 sector. I have a Doctor of Education, where I'm actually emphasising and researching teaching and learning. I'm a British Community Society member. I'm very active in mentoring, research and teaching, and I was recently shortlisted for the second time for the WISE Awards under the category of the WISE Advisor. So why I am here, why I've been invited, and very gladly I have accepted to participate in this webinar. Unfortunately, everything had to be pre-recorded because of the time difference and the day the event is taking place. So one of my really big roles within our School of Computing and Mathematics at Plymouth University is promoting female leadership within STEM. I do support our female students. I get involved in outreach activities with schools, the technical colleges. I try to do online mentoring for women who either want to enter the field or they either want to return back to the field of STEM, whether they were on maternity leave or they've been absent for a few years. I recognise the need of ongoing support within the field. It is a very male-dominated field. What you see there, the workforce that needs to change. We must make a contribution. We must make a change where we are all treated equally. I strongly believe in equality, and things I can do in my life as a single mom, especially, running the house all by myself, is I can change the fuse, I can do programming, I can engineer, and at the same time I can be a mother and I can be a woman. And these are the kind of messages that I'm trying to pass on to all the female students, career women, returning or entering the discipline of STEM. So as I was saying, I have been invited here to talk a bit about mentoring, okay, and why mentoring is needed and important. Since I was a student, I always use my personal experience as an example. So since I was a 15-year-old student in high school, and I remember it was 1995, and the first thing I asked when my parents said, well, what would you like for Christmas present? I said, I would like a computer. I would like to see what programming is all about. And they freaked out. And the first thing they said, shouldn't you be doing something a bit more girly? But gradually I was very committed into entering the computing field, and I worked really hard towards achieving my degree, my career, and everything else that comes after that. But while I was a student at the university especially, things I would hear from my classmates would be, would you like some help? And I would say, why? Why am I being asked by my classmates if I need some help while I'm doing my exercises or my assignments? And the reply would be, but you're a girl. Okay? So you're already into the field, you like what you're doing, you're trying to get a career in that, and there's always this perception, but you are a girl, so what do you mean you can do programming? So we're trying as women to be visible in our community. Okay, this is our aim, that hey, okay, I am a girl, I am a woman, why should it stop me from doing an SQL statement, for example? Through mentoring, we're trying to meet people, we're trying to talk to everyone, get ideas, create a network, meet other people, so we can support each other and enter the field at an equal basis. It's very important to identify a very good mentor. How do you choose your mentor is very important. We need to take it slowly. It won't happen in one day to enter the field and be where we want to be. It will take some time. We will have to work quite hard. We all have a vision for the future. We all have a goal for the future. But what is our vision? How do you measure it? What are your standards? What are your goals? Goals do change quite often, but how do you go about creating those goals and achieving some of them before you change your future plan, because it is happening. You have to be quite open-minded if you are looking to be mentored. You have to be coachable. Okay? You have to take a step back and listen to what you're being told. You have the authority. You lead the relationship. Okay? You can manage the relationship. And remember, as a mentee, that there's always something in there for them too. So these are roughly the things I would like to talk about to you today. Why mentoring is quite important. So some benefits around mentoring for women in STEM is an increase in confidence and motivation. As I said, we all come from different cultural backgrounds. We all grow up in different families. Some of us have more support, some of us have less support. You are into high school, and the day you say, I want to do programming, or I want to do engineering, or I want to be go out there and drive trains, many people may perceive you in a very, very negative way. So these are quite difficult times for the students, and mentoring those students, with female role models quite often can make a huge difference. At the same time, if you are a woman just getting a job, or a woman returning back to the field after your maternity leave, or just being absent for a few years for different kind of reasons, again, being new to the company, it can provide a very substantial and positive aspect towards your development in your career. So how do you develop those skills? How do you set objectives? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And how can you work around them? Sometimes when you have to deal with a male colleague, it's not always the same. Sometimes you need this female role model to talk to you, and through the personal experience to see how they achieve things and what else you can improve in the future. So access to a sounding board, I would say, for testing out new ideas or thoughts before you actually go out there and you start applying them, especially if you're planning a career change. So there's two things we need to look at today. We've got the relationship between the mentor and the mentee. Okay, so both sides must have some qualities. Both sides have an input into this relationship. Okay, they have to be treated quite equal, especially at the beginning. So as a mentor, you must be able to listen to what the mentee wants, what the mentee needs. You must be quite empathetic and encourage them. Don't say, oh, your idea, will never be fulfilled, or it's not really based on real events or something like that. Try to actually listen and be a bit open-minded and encourage the female who wants to enter the field about the prospects, the goals and the visions. Be positive. I think positive attitude and being optimistic about the future of our field is something that all those young women would really need to see. If you know any other role models, bring them in touch. Say, okay, this is how I perceive things, but look at this woman who did something quite different. Boost the confidence of your mentee. It's very important that even if you struggled into the field, even if you struggled to balance your personal, your family life with your professional life, sharing all this personal experience will always make a change in the way your mentee will see things, and never be judgmental. Okay, remember, we all come from very different cultural backgrounds. We are all being raised by different families. We've all have different goals, different visions. So how can you be judgmental about the mentee's goals? Okay? But at the same time, you'll be surprised that these are the kind of skills a mentee must have as well. So both sides must be able to listen to each other. Both sides must share experiences. Both sides must be willing to develop in their field, willing to develop in technical skills, but at the same time in soft skills as well, like communication, team working, presenting yourself and all like that. You must be open to some new ideas, because you may come up with idea A, and by discussing it with your mentor, who's not judgmental and he's very positive and all that, you may come up with a new idea. So be open to explore all the different approaches, okay? And be happy to accept feedback. Feedback must always be in a constructive way. So as you can see, there is a balance. So although we said at the beginning that as a mentee, you lead the relationship, and it's up to you to ask for help. It's up to you to contact your mentor and say, well, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I'm struggling with, this is what I would like to do. At the same time, your mentor, the constructive feedback they will be giving to you, how are you going to use that feedback? How is this feedback going to help you in the future? Okay. So if we take now these both sides separately and see what the mentor can do and then what the mentee can do. So as we said, the very first thing is the mentor must act as a sounding board for the mentees, their ideas and their fears. Okay, so as a mentor, you should not really be judging where your mentee is coming from and where the mentee wants to go to. Okay, we all have the different goals, we all have different ideas and prospects for our lives. So we need to listen and ask questions, appropriate questions, to explore further the understanding, the knowledge, right, and the willingness to develop the mentee has. Okay? So what is the actual situation, basically? Do we as mentors understand the situation fully? Where do they want to go and why? What has happened so far? Okay? When you're being paired with a mentee, for them, for that female student or for that female career woman, you are a role model. So you need to bring in your experiences, share your experiences, and even if something went wrong, tell your mentee what did go wrong through that difficult time of your life, because we all learn from that. Be someone who has realized the stages of development. You start from very low, you start with all the difficulties, or you are a girl, you hit like a girl, you kick like a girl, you can't do programming because you're a girl, you can't play basketball because you're a shorty and you're a girl. So there's a variety of things. It's not just the actual STEM discipline, it's everything around it that influences and affects us in a very negative way when we try to balance our personal and professional life and actually have a career in STEM. So as a mentor, you may suggest certain routes to take, and the mentee must be open to all this and taking on board. But what do you do when your mentee really doesn't agree with what you're suggesting? What is if it's a very difficult kind of relationship? What do you do? I would suggest take a step back, leave the mentee to give it a try and support your mentee achieving those goals. And even if something doesn't go well, if things fall apart, again, you both learn from each other. So help your mentee to create a network of people. Yes, they've got you now, you are the role model, but there are other people around who can actually contact, who can actually discuss issues, ideas. Okay, so you already have those contacts as a mentor. So bring your mentees in contact with those people. Be a champion for your mentee. Okay, the mentor will should actively look for opportunities and inform the mentee if something comes up and it's quite suitable for their career, their aspirations and their goals. And act as an ambassador. Okay? Highlight the value of positives of the organization or your industry. See what actually can you offer through your organization. What can you actually offer through your industry. Now, as a mentee though, what do you do? Because you are being paired with that person that has so much experience. And what do you do in terms of the relationship? Because you already bring your own experiences, you bring your own aspirations, you bring your own goals. Okay? You bring your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, but you also bring with you your threats, what can actually affect you in a negative way. How do you balance all this within the relationship? Now, the first thing as a mentee, I would suggest you need to do is commit to the relationship. You've been paired with this person for a reason. So you need to commit to that relationship and respect each other. As I was saying, the mentor must be open-minded, must give you constructive feedback, but at the same time, from your side, you must do exactly the same thing. Make the most of the opportunity as the mentor has volunteered to support you in your development. And remember, you're not really getting paid as a mentor. Okay, so you as a mentee, you are gaining so many things from your mentor. All this personal experience and how they managed to get to where they are. So you decide from the very beginning, what do you actually need from your mentor? Why have you been paired up with that person? Why do you think of them as a role model? Okay, what will you gain from the mentor's personal experiences? Okay, and set one or more goals to achieve by the end of that mentoring relationship. Be sincere, open, honest, and receptive to your mentor's input. So it's very important then to discuss and think about, how do you choose your mentor and how do you use your mentor? I would say this is a very, very crucial question. Do you choose someone who has a really big salary? Do you choose someone who is a really well-known name? Or do you choose someone who is at the beginning of their career, because you're just about to finish high school, let's say, and enter the university, a STEM degree within the university? Or are you one of those women who already have a career within STEM and they want to go a step further? So how do you balance the salary, the position, and also somebody who can actually be quite friendly, supportive, no matter what kind of the position they have? It's really crucial, and it will depend on you, the criteria you set on how to use and choose your mentor. So I would say this mentoring relationship is not really about finding an absolute solution. Okay. The mentor will not always be able to provide you with an absolute answer about everything, but they are there to listen to what you're saying. They will be there to support you, network with other people. So they will facilitate you, okay, through supporting you throughout your career and achieving your goals. So as a conclusion, I would say you've got to dream it, believe it, and do it. If you believe in your dreams, if you can easily do them. We've all done it. We all come through so many struggles in our lives. So it's up to you to decide how you choose your mentor, what your goals are, your personal goals, what is your dream. Believe it, and through the mentoring relationship, we can guarantee you can achieve all your dreams. Thank you very much. My contact details can be found at the end of this document, and I will be more than happy to discuss with you over an email or Twitter or even Facebook. Just give me drop me an email or something, and we can discuss anything you may want to ask. Thank you very much.